Did you see much drop off from Phillips to Wigginton and Sims? I mean, how the two quarterbacks?
No, not really. Phillips is stronger. Phillips is probably a better runner, I would probably think, early in the year. From what I, just, again, not really looking at them and analyzing every move. We haven't had a chance to do that yet. But what I would see at Phillips, Phillips is a little strong, but the other kid is just as good with the ball, I think. Maybe Phillips is, I don't know. But it looks to me like when Phillips was playing, they had a lot of other people who were healthy playing. And then they got some other people. One of the halfbacks hurt too. I haven't had a chance to check all the numbers. I haven't had a chance to check all the numbers of the kids we've looked at yet.
Yeah, they've got Burris back.
Yeah, and we haven't had a staff meeting yet. Our staff's all on the road right now recruiting. And we're going to meet Thursday and, set up our game plans. But so we haven't really talked personnel yet. But it looked to me like there was one of the halfbacks who, played real well. That would be a 35 Burleson?
35 is Burleson.
Is that Burleson? Yeah, because he's a superior player.
Essentially what happened was the guard was in the basement. He picked up the money of the day's receipts. He had his cart there and he got on the escalator. And since he got to the top of the escalator there on the first floor, a man had followed him from up on the escalator. When both the guard and the suspect reached the top of the escalator on the first floor, the suspect pushed a gun into the guard's back. Another suspect rushed over and grabbed the money. First suspect put the gun on the guard, took the guard's gun. They both ran out of the store on the Ross side over the second exit, ran across the street into some apartment areas over on Summit.
It should be clearly understood to begin with that what has been voted on today is not the construction of the Trinity Turnpike. The issue before the two governmental agencies was whether an extensive study should be begun in preparation for possible construction of another toll road. The City Council voted 7-2 in favor of the study after hearing from spokesmen from various interested agencies. Paul A. Curtis of the American Auto Association is against the toll road. Councilman Taylor Gandy, who questioned him, supports it.
My main concern is that we're spending more survey money right now when we have two other very good surveys in progress.
The council offered a number of restrictions to its endorsement: the possible addition of another exit on the present toll road somewhere between Handley and Fielder, consideration of termination downtown Fort Worth. Councilman Pat Reese, speaking to that, said if the road ends at 121 as proposed, quote, we'd have another situation like Stemmons Freeway, the world's longest parking lot, end quote. The county commission took the opposite stance, although not in a really forceful manner. The commissioners heard Turnpike Authority Chairman Dee J. Kelly defend the need for a study based on the possibility that land for such a road might be exorbitantly high in just a few years.
With their consent, the Texas legislature authorized 2 years ago an amendment to our Turnpike Act, giving us the authority to use certain surplus funds out of the reserve maintenance fund, which were not used to pay off our bonds, to conduct feasibility studies on traffic corridors in Texas, both Dallas-Fort Worth and throughout the state, where there was a tremendous need for such corridors, but where public tax funds were not available to build the roads.
The commission concluded its hearing this morning by adopting a slightly amended version of a resolution submitted by Bob Hampton, mayor of the city of Hurst. In net effect, 3 points were made. 1, the toll road revenue should be used to retire all indebtedness, and the present turnpike should be made a free road as soon as possible. 2, no further decision should be made by the court pending a preliminary report the middle of next year of a joint transportation study committee of the Council of Governments. And 3, the state of Texas should be urged to begin immediately taking steps to provide a free highway from Fort Worth to Dallas by way of the regional airport. Jerry Taff, Channel 8 News on the Move, Fort Worth.
We have a big job to do in Dallas, and we face an historic era of growth and accomplishment. We have challenges and problems, but we also have great opportunities. If we do an effective job, I'm sure the community will support the new budget.
The chamber has now been broken down into 7 divisions. Why are these needed?
We want to be able to bring more of the talent of our board into the management of the chamber's affairs, and in effect, instead of 1 chairman, we're going to have 8 chairmen next year. And all of these people will be working on different areas so that we have concentrated managerial attention in each important area that the chamber faces.
And that request for any use outside of those posted hours be filed in writing in this office here, not less than 20 days in advance of any proposed usage. If we had the application in the office here for analysis for a period of 5 or 6 days in advance, we could explore on the background and establish the facts that you as a board would need to formulate action.
The Boycott Coalition is happy to announce that the boycott is over. Downtown boycott is over. The boycott of all white businesses in the black community is at an end. What has happened and what will continue to happen is the history at the present time. And we've met with the people that we were seeking to meet with, or expecting to meet with, in order for this thing to be resolved. Most of the demands that we have now have been met, have been shown of faith, has been illustrated to see that they are met. And at this present time, it's a victory for black people. This is a festival time for black people.
A number of other areas under your control in the general proximity of Lee Park, Riverstone Park. We would endorse your including in that crowded park